Hello, this is going to be another gem feature. My name is Dina. Thank you for joining. And do check out the other content, especially the Daily Dharma, which is where we take the daily pulse of the energetic state of things and hopefully assist ourselves to flow and influence appropriately. So, for today's gem feature, as you see in the title, we're going to look at Moldavite. And first off, I do want to give credit. I do look at this Crystal Bible, which is a nice resource because I find that I use gems in a specific way, but then when I look at the way that everybody's really consolidated their influences and effects into this text is so much more eloquent than I can do justice. So let me get you a nice view of this. It's a translucent green, glassy appearing with these folds that I don't know if you will really be able to perceive very well. But it's said that if you're able to, don't mind the nails, not much of a girly girl, if you're able to look into it held up to the light, then you can use this for scrying and to receive messages. So sometimes this can be a little bit too intense for certain individuals. Some people have a specific aversion to Moldavite for many different reasons. So when I first saw it, the first thing I did was gasp and I had to have it. And this was my first piece. I had never known of Moldavite previous to that. You won't be able to really see it. I'll put it up here on the skin. It's a small piece. I think back in the day, maybe about 15 or so years ago, more or less, I think I only spent about $25 on this, but it seemed like such a ripoff because it was so small, but I just had to have it. And I'm glad that I did. I used to wear it constantly, which I can't. I've heard from some people say that when you wear something constantly, you really need to take it off and cleanse it, purify it, let your energies relax and get back to your baseline before reintroducing it. But do as your intuition dictates in any of those regards. So, this piece, I can't remember what I spent on it, but let's go through some of the information here. So, it's a stone that is said to have come from a large meteorite impact on the earth near the Czech Republic in the Moldau River area. And it's also found somewhere in Germany. But so basically, since this was a one time event where this meteorite encountered the earth, this is quite rare. It's only found in those locations where that impact happened. And eventually, overmining will lead to its extinction from availability for new stones. So then we'll only be able to exchange between other individuals that have already gotten it. So the price tends to raise and raise as we go forward. So it's one of the stones, they say, for the new age, and it's a form of tektite, which is another one of the related stones, which I haven't brought up yet. It's a stone of connection with our star seed origins or with our extraterrestrial esque guides, guards, and whatnot. So if you are a medium or a channel that identifies, or someone who identifies more with your cosmic self than perhaps your earthly self, and could use something to help you to ease that bridging connection that we are, then this is a nice stone for you to get your hands on. So let's see here. There were so many good pearls of wisdom in here. It says that it's been used since the Stone Age times as a talisman and an amulet for good fortune and fertility. I'll also drop in that any of the green stones are an excellent heart chakra stone because green is the color of unconditional love, selfless. It's the transcendent love. Whereas rose quartz, as a heart chakra stone, is based more on self-love and integration of love into your being. So this one can help us to alleviate those earthly concerns and restrictions and judgments and elevate our consciousness, ascending our consciousness to higher levels where we can understand the purpose behind the pain, the purpose of incarnation, the purpose of our life and what we're doing here. So let me read just a little bit more. Many people believe it came to aid in Earth's transition and healing, and it can greatly enhance the effect of other crystals that you may be using, taking them to their highest vibration. It also says to use it in conjunction with something that assists you in grounding, even if that's after having worked with Moldavite. You may need to really ground your energies back into something, or even just being in a state of grounding and earthing, such as being barefoot on the earth while you're using the stone, can really allow yourself to not become, it's that sort of crown tingle, disconnected, woozy, almost drugged type of a feel that some meditative states and energy work can invoke. So this also brings you into communication with your higher self, that soul star chakra connection to beyond, and with extraterrestrials. So it says that Moldavite has its own cosmic oversoul, which is apparently its origins, I do believe. And this can put you in touch with ascended masters, cosmic messengers, and this takes you into the highest spiritual dimensions, facilitating the ascension process. It needs to be grounded, or else you can be spaced out and rootless. Using it with clear quartz stabilizes its effect. And Moldavite has an extremely high vibration, which is why some people are a little bit repulsed by its energy, even because if you're not in resonance with that, it can feel very much like clashing personalities, if you will. And so if you are not able to stand its vibration, it may or may not point to a need to deepen your emotional healing process, your comfort level with your emotional self. It assists in opening, clearing blockages from our energy field, aligning the chakra systems, and integrates the divine blueprint, accelerating spiritual growth. That's something we've been talking about quite a bit. Yesterday's reading, we did get a hit. I've still got it laid out here, where skywriting the fates card came through as the writing on the wall, but then it came through as the writing on the aura, being that cosmic blueprint that we're really trying to activate, trying to really learn our own symbol language and the language of our cosmic inheritance and our cosmic destiny, and to be able to converge all of that into some type of coherent pathway. So with the crown chakra, it opens us to the highest guidance placed on the throat. It helps us to communicate interplanetary messages, especially with regard to the state of ecology on the earth and its need for healing. So it comes to us in a time where there's a lot of that necessary, right? Well, it's been here since Stone Ages, but I mean, look at the acceleration in the short little time that humans have been here, supposedly. I don't want to get into those theories. And I mean, I'm open to any type of theory. I don't know, so I don't try to pretend that I know. And I do believe, though, that the channel here that I receive has often talked about service work being in conjunction with bringing those cosmic forces here to assist the earth in going through her own ascension process. And then as we are all nested within the harmonics of Mother Earth, as we assist her vibration rising, ours will follow, and those that are not aware but following the harmonics passively. So this is a stone that also transcends time, and placed on the third eye, it might enable you to travel forward into the future, to envision what might happen, or back into your past. So this facilitates journeys also into other lives, possibly lives between lives, and into that soul contract phase, whereby many people believe that we are issued a purpose. We are agreeing and writing those contracts that, yes, I will do this, this, and this, and I understand that I will have to face certain challenges, suffering, and whatnot in order to accelerate the process, in order to unlock my process and my blessing. So it also says, oh yeah, journeying to the before incarnation state to access our purpose. Also shows you future potentials, and it can help us to take the right action now based on the future in order that we could create the best possible outcomes. It's a very useful stone for those sensitive people who find it difficult being incarnation on the earth and have a hard time adjusting to the suffering and deep emotional intense fluctuations that are part of this experience. Many such people are actually star children, and they have come here to the earth to aid in this time of transition into a new vibrational state. So, if you feel that you're unused to these heavy energies of earth, possibly from an early time, and have perhaps, I don't want to say repressed, but suppressed perhaps portions of your childlike spark, your ability to enjoy, to feel relief, to feel playful, humorous, and innocent. This stone may help you to alleviate those resistant type energies. Used in conjunction with grounding stones such as hematite and smoky quartz, which was actually the necklace I was about to put on, and I wondered if I could put them on together, but I'm usually a one necklace girl. Uh, Placed on the heart, it can ease the homesickness for those star children who feel displaced or alienated here, separate and removed, and not part of that collective. It says that Moldavite has no crystalline structure, which most of the gemstones, what we're talking about here, is they've been formed by the elements that are earthly, such as carbon, such as whatever else inclusions that the stones may take on. There's always a substructure that then the crystal begins to grow around in its evolution. And this, being otherworldly, is not privy to the restrictions and parameters of the laws of physics of the earth. Interesting, right? And so it takes you way beyond your limits and boundaries, and can also assist in developing detachment from the mundane, third dimensional, earthbound security issues such as money and worries about your future or about choices. It provides an overview of the reasons for incarnating and connects and contacts you with your spiritual purpose here, integrating you into this earthly life. It gives us that sense of why we're this bridge, why we feel separate and different, and releases fixed ideas, archaic belief structures and systems, and can neutralize hypnotic commands. And I know this sounds a bit on the conspiracy train, but honestly, we all understand that those marketing gurus, they specifically study what creates the outcome that they're looking for, such as, many restaurants will use the color red and yellow because it invokes a hunger, whereas blue creates satiation, satiated fullness and cues that you're good. And that's of course not across the board, but it's just one of those things. On the mental level, it is unconventional, inspiring, and brings unexpected solutions, can awaken latent memories, perhaps from the previous lives or early childhood, such as, like, oh, I do remember a time of thinking that I was more innocent than the suffering. Uh, um, do. Physically, holding Moldavite for many people can trigger a huge rush of energy through the body and has powerful metaphysical effects. Some people can feel this like a rush and a flush of energy, like the heat rising. Some people get very heated hands when they hold it. Um, this can also help download information from the Akashic record and in the light body. So those codes that we're trying to integrate and interpret, like an interpreter. So it's helping us remember our star language and decipher the codes. Helps process and make those issues conscious. May take some time, but it will accelerate spiritual growth and raise your personal vibrations by working with the stone. So, talking about healing individual conditions, it makes one aware of the cause and the source of any dis-ease or discomfort, and also connects us to the gift contained within the illness and brings that to our attention to create context and perspective. So, it's a great tool to be used for diagnosis, specifically for those body intuitives and such. Yeah, so I think that that is just about everything. It does call out that it's quite sensitive and fragile and cannot be cleaned with salt because it scratches the surface, similar to kyanite and selenite. So that's all that's in this book. Do also, if you want to learn more, check out Crystal Vault's metaphysical properties, because I'm not positive, I didn't check that it was on there, but they do a great job in describing any types of stones, crystals, gemstones, whatever you may call it. So this is a really great one. It called to me specifically, and it's really a very in line with the context of the channel recently. So if you're interested in this, do check it out. You can even if you can't find this for sale or can't find yourself in a position to financially fund the purchase of such stone, I do believe that when we ask spirit to assist us in aligning with anything, if we hold the image of it in our mind, in our heart, and in our aura, and focus and concentrate on those attributes of that stone, we can channel the stone just as we can channel other entities and messages across time, space, dimensions. So yeah, tell me what you think about Moldavite and how it's worked with you, and check out the Daily Dharma, which we'll be filming next. Thanks a lot, guys. Take care.